Are you done investigating? Sure. I mean, the big letters said that I was. You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? No. What's that supposed to mean? Now come along quietly, Yadagata-su. Kay Faraday. You're under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yadagata-su in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Yeah, well, what about the things I have to say? I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. Considering, you know, everything I know about Lang, I imagine that's literally every person you've ever arrested. What is that supposed to mean? You know what it's supposed to mean. I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Hey, that's Francisca's thing. You're not allowed to take her word. Alright, why are you arresting her? Even your police confirmed that the Yadagata-su infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yadagata-su snuck into the embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yadagata-su. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yadagata-su. Exactly. But isn't it just me? It isn't just me. She calls herself the Yadagata-su. Look how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yadagata-su. Imposter or not, it matters not. It's my job to arrest literally anybody I bear witness to. A Yadagata-su is a Yadagata-su. Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yadagata-su who killed Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. If it I simply must. Considering I'm able to defeat your boss in a logic duel, I don't know why you're supposed to be something stronger. Alright, what should I be doing, I wonder? Let's say utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yadagata-su snuck into the embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yadagata-su. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. We should probably start pressing stuff, I imagine. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting the Yadagata-su that it committed a murder eluded us. Of course I chased after the Yadagata-su that entered the Babalese embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. Yagabagan! In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Fair enough, fair enough.
Hold it.
Confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yadagata-su was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire. Well, they did say they didn't start the fire. Sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. In a way, he could be considered a phantom, with the way he randomly appears. Alright, let's keep pressing, let's keep pressing. Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't mean that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yadagata-su sent a card saying, "I'll be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. Wait, what? Okay, well that's clearly not true. I see. Her logic is extraordinarily full of holes, and I don't know why I'm giving her credit. Alright, well, however, that statement really is stupid, so I should probably point that out. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so okay. If she wanted to steal the key, why didn't she steal the key? It's literally still in that guy's pocket. Smug. Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but you're stupid as hell. Oh? I mean, I'm told that a lot, but how do you figure? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yadagata-su, I'm certain that securing the smuggled documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Yadagata-su would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Ah, so now you're all sweaty, are ya? By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, It's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Cochin had the key on him. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Need reason? All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. You're talking very slowly. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Yeah, I'm always accidentally stabbing people in the neck. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. Daggerman! But the fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death with a kniff. But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. Why didn't you lead with that? Also, what? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. I didn't start with that because reasons, I guess. All right, what do you got? The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony, it all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument. Huh. I see. That is your definitive evidence? You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No! Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me! I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing the suspicious person? That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ye gods! Yeah! Who's there? Ah, you've been in this room for exactly 0.2 seconds. Clearly you did it. This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream. As we all know, murderers always scream when they find the body that they provided. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon? I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone prints on it. I guess any one prints, but I think you should be saying anybody's. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into the room before me. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? I don't know, but I know they came in here. That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. Yeah, but have you seen your haircut? You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. Gak! She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some... I have to show them that they are with some evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will, because to hell with you and your face. Alright, let me take another look at all what you said. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not entirely sure what it is I'm supposed to be working with here. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. As part of the set, which has a design. Agent Shina's proof is the Babalese knife the K was allegedly holding. Yeah, so, how you gonna prove the K didn't do it, sir? If Agent Shina wants to suspect K merely because K was the one here, then I must show with evidence that K couldn't have committed the murder. But do you have such evidence, sir? Yes, there is one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me. And I believe it is my duty to point that out to Agent Shina. I have a piece of evidence that... maybe the knife itself? Oh! Huh, you know... maybe. I'm not sure if this would actually me. I mean, you know, the handles are removable and all that stuff. So, like, I was just noticing that, yeah, you know, that might work. Hang on. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. Okay, but hang on. So, like, the handle could have been replaced? Maybe? Does that make any sense? I mean, okay, the music stopped. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. Oh, that is also true, yeah. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different blade handle was attached to this blade. Yeah, I guess if there's literally no blood on it. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon. I mean, the blade part definitely was, just not the handle, which I feel like the blade is the more important part of the thing, and therefore it is the murder weapon, but not in the same way. That's very weird. This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Are we gonna give it a go? How do I have no idea how I'm supposed to. Oh, okay. As you can see, the Babyliss knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. Good, Brad! This should clear up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay. Ooh, nifty. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles. That sounds like what a lot of hooey to me. Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. There is nothing. That hair, freaking boa. I don't even know what to tell you about your outfit. Nothing about you's normal, lady. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. I don't... Maybe... Maybe the thing that's on the thing? I don't... What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. I don't really think that much about stuff. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Okay, I'm glad he knows what he's talking about. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this. Well, the only thing I have that has anything to do with a butterfly or a flower... No, that's not it. What is the thing? Is that not it? Hang on, what? Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah. All right, this is the only thing that makes any sense to me. Let's go. You can't be serious. Huh. It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of the Alabastians' ornamental knives. Brackenbird! This part of the knife handle has Babel's national symbol of the butterfly on it. It was a big bamboozlement! Therefore, it is undeniably Babyliss in origin. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of tripped into this solution. I'm glad I did, but there you go. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. You could. You very easily could. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Babyliss embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before that. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire, which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Whoop! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh, that reminds me when Edgeworth whooped. That was fun. What a great victory. Everyone doesn't seem too happy about that. Why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next. Objection! Who's objecting? What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing all around here. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way of the real great thief operates. Okay. Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... come on, you don't have to be shy about it. I choose to believe that he did. Your argument is still not airtight. In what regard? Care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. Okay, then my argument is airtight. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagatasu. That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagatasu. Not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire. But she couldn't have started that fire. It's been burning since the world's been turning. Objection! Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? Is it your haircut? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagatasu? That in itself is the most elegant proof. Curses! Miss Sheena. Yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagatasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I'll walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you, too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? What? Ha! It's true. They do look dumb. Well, I guess we'd better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, I'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. That's... So we shall. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are... I have the hiccups now, great. My subordinate... Oh, God, Francisca has the hiccups. I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. Gumshoe can come too. Or rather, no one is telling him that he can't. Ah, fun. Fun times for everyone. All right, then. A strong start. But where's it gonna go? March 14th, 7:44 p.m. That's actually good to know. That's a lot of feet prints. Oh, dear God, it's this mess again. Count off. They really do just be counting ones now. Shifu, 99 callouts. So all 99 members are most likely here and accounted for, sir. Your method of doing this is incredibly difficult, and we could be off, but we'll have no way of knowing. Hey, you. Yeah, you, the second number one from my right. Sir, yes, sir. Here, a birthday present for you. What? Shifu, I didn't know that you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have. Shifu, you are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Awkward. Langzi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. What does that have to do with anything? That present isn't for you. It's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother? Lang, that borders on the lines of psychotic. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir. Shifu! I can't believe you remember that much about each of us! Either that or he just randomly pulled that out of his ass. Shifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying. Alright, that was weird. I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over, everyone. Head for your posts. Dismissed! Sir! That was just silly. Oh, great, I have to talk to him again. Yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena, and she's already filled me in. Sounds like you're out to get in my way again. Absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian embassy. What if I say no? Well, then I'll punch you in your stupid face. Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I've received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. I'm an asshole, you see. Alabast has the strictest immigration regulations in the world, or didn't you know? Even among my elite men, only about half of them are admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen and we might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. It's supposed to be the prof! How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit out of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident at Alabast as well. Isn't it another double murder? This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Who's holding it? Feet! Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? No. What's this all about? That's one wrinkly dude. Not really. Just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you people, please allow these people to join the investigation. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lacked the strength to govern well. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling! Corsius? Curse your frailty and ability to effect change in your country. What are you? The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang, and it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. But he's so bad at his job! There, you see? Ah, no way. Who's holding it now? Oh, hi. Ambassador Alba, I ask you to please reconsider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Balabonese embassy, and he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. What do you mean unbeknownst to you? You already knew that he was part of a trial where a bunch of shady stuff went down. I mean, come on. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babel someday. All right, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway. All right, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in. We are? Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babel murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babel. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir. Sound good to me? Oh, sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better. Rasp. They're both doing it. They don't give a damn. They make a good duo. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So, I wanted to ask you for a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is? Ah, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Franziska von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it. You're the whip lady. You may address me as Miss Von Karma. Miss Von Karma, I leave the investigation of Alabast in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the yada yada sue. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. Ah, and I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Palino for all that he's done for me. It's true, he did kind of save our half bacon. That much is true. All right, Francisca, give me the info, you! You made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before he completed his task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct? It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Babalese ink? But why are there restrictions on the export of Babalese ink to begin with? That's classified inputable information. Alright, but what if Edgeworth doesn't care? Francisca, as your subordinate, I'm a part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you? Point taken. Very well, I'll fill you in. That was incredibly easy. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zingfa. Counterfeit bills?! Yes. As you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Babel's special Babalese ink. And it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babalese ink from real ones. It's just that high quality! Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babel. That's where this document comes into play, right? Speaking of which, I feel like I should probably, look into this? No, I guess it doesn't really matter. I can't read them. Alright then, fair enough. It's all gobbledygook to me. Correct. Mr. Cochin was smuggling large amounts of Babalese ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. Quite frankly, it was all rather ramshackle, and it's weird he got away with it for so long. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink. Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Babalese embassy, they're looking into the Alabastian embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden, mark my words, I will find them. Alright. Sounds pretty handy-dandy to me. Alright, but what about you, dude? Ambassador Palino, I'm in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honor, as a guy with a cool hairstyle. Wow, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. More coupons! Oh, that's quite all right. Oh, well, how about this then? Ink! And what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink. Known as Babalese ink, it's made exclusively in Babel. So this is Babalese ink. We made it from white crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink. One dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. Unfortunate for me, the ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Great! Wonderful! I guarantee to you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Oi. Well, shall we get going? Who's holding it? Huh, it's the Friendship Brigade. What's wrong, Kay? I didn't get permission to enter Alabast, so we're gonna gather in whatever info we can over in the Babalese side, okay? Alright, so I'm counting on you two. Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Varn Karma to sniff out clues in Alabast. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away no matter where you are. Noted. I'll let you know when the time comes. I don't think I have a way of immediately communicating with you anyway, so, you know, it all works out. What's all this then? Oh! Ah! Quiet! Ah! What do you think you're doing to my subordinates? Ah, whoa! You're just kind of messing with the freaking actor here. You're... Oh dear God, no, why? This sucks. Edgy. Oh, thank heavens you're here. I'm in a really, really big pickle, your lordship. The raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh. And though I am the steel samurai, my sword, it... I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who's this fruitcake? You met him before, Francisca. I'm Larry of the House of Butts, married man of New Old Tokyo, milady. Now I remember. This person, debatably, is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? That's a bit of an overestimation. Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Oh, damn, he didn't say he wasn't. Hey, what's up with that answer? Your best bud is in a bind and you act like it's no deal. You ain't Phoenix. You ain't Gumshoe. You ain't even Kay. What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind. Next, they became a suspect in a murder. A freaking course you were. I see. It is quite the bind. Also, yeah, I guess a murder did happen over here. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. Seriously, dude, this happens every other Thursday. Yes, I pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble with a capital T. Throw a capital B in there too, if we can. Why not? Hey, what kind of introduction is that? What, you can read minds now too? You're so mean, Edgy. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by one. Yeah, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. That was uncalled for. Besides your... Wait, hold on. Larry! It was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Huh? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through my headpiece. Oh! Edgeworth's faith. It's been shattered. What's going on? And why are you beet red? Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? You know what? I honestly welcome it, because it means Larry's going to talk for an extra few seconds. I appreciate that. I had to formulate my opinion on that. Sorry. So this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Oh, damn, you don't say. Of what you ask? Of the murder of a man who snuck into this embassy. Masked a mask too? Masked a mask too? It's not like the guy that it was before, right? Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. I can't imagine he would even be able to jaywalk properly. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Well, not all wrongdoing, just murder. Shifu, we've identified the victim. Good work. I'll take that report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way, so I don't have to tell you jiggity, 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 jack all, y'all. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. Shut up. Do you have any idea how played out and cliche wolf motifs are? So no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang... So, oh, okay, hi. Agent Lang, will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Ah, yes, of course. You, let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Who'd have thought I'd ever see you again? I mean, there was a decent chance of it, but I didn't actually expect it. You haven't changed at all. Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagatasu, non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop in case a card was ever found. What incredible deduction to the case. Dedication, I mean. Detective Bad knows the Yatagatasu's M.O. very well. And his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, you gonna make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagatasu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. Thank goodness for that much. I mean, you're dead, Detective Bad. All right, give me that info, you! About the murder of Damask 2, would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? The Yatagatasu showed up. Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things. at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, Damask too, he broke into the embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Makes sense to me. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That's Samurai. He was born looking suspicious and really stupid, and he's just the worst, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he's completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when Yatagatasu showed. But keep in mind, the Yatagatasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats, for the guests who had been called to sit in them, were empty. A no-show? Who was it that failed to take their seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? He was on the roof, with one of his legs down a chimney. Larry, what the hell? That chimney leads directly into this room. Yeah! Larry Butts! You've really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? Well, knowing Larry, I can only kind of guess. I feel pretty confident that whatever it was, it had something to do with a woman. That's literally the only reason anything ever happens to him at any point. In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Oh wait, that wasn't Detective Bad talking. Oopsie doopsies. Alright, hey, Francisca's my partner. I feel good about that. Let's talk about a bunch of stuff. I've only just arrived in this room myself, which is why we need to investigate some more. Yes, I agree. Our priority should be on understanding what the current situation is. Of course, I was planning to do that from the very beginning. In that case, hurry up and start the investigation already. I will, let's get started. In order to find out the truth behind what happened here, I should start by gathering as much information as I can. Master Mask, I see that yet another weirdo has popped up in my absence. Yes, and as I understand it, he was a brilliant thief to whom the world was his oyster. He stole extremely valuable objects, one after another, for a while. Detective Gumshoe was in charge of the case, and not once did he catch the mask. It was a very Lupin the Third-esque situation, I'll be real. I mean, the anime. Huh. And already researched all that, you know. Last year, when Damask gave himself up and was finally arrested, he was apparently represented by that man. Knowing him, I'm almost curious as to how insane that trial turned out to be. I assure you, pretty dang. Damask's wife was nice. Indeed. But why would anyone want to kill Damask? I should really find out some more about the victim. What exactly is that hideous fashion faux pas of a costume he's wearing supposed to be? I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. But there's something different about it than what I remember. That costume is from the very first Steel Samurai. It's a live-action superhero show on television, beloved by children and adults alike. The Steel Samurai's weapon is the Samurai Spear, and it is with the Samurai Spear that he performs his special attacks, which enthrall all who watch them in action. You seem to know quite a bit. Not at all. In any case, Francisca, I believe the samurai you are familiar with is the second one. The Nickel Samurai, which was part of the case last year. Do you recall that case? Yes, I remember. I certainly hope you would. Although I'd much rather it stayed buried in the depths of my mind. Fair enough. Not that I blame her, she was shot during the course of that trial. Yeah! I fear she may still be suffering great trauma over the shooting, so maybe let's not dig into that too much. Anyway, that aside, it looks like the Steel Samurai is the suspect this time. Goddamn Nickel Samurai. Yes, although that's because of who is inside the costume rather than the character. Ah, that's right! If he's the Steel Samurai. Miles Edgeworth, have you been in shock over something this whole time? No, I'm in shock, not in shock over anything. I wonder forget that I had received the Steel Samurai autograph from Larry. That autograph. The drawing of the samurai spear and the caricature of his face. Why did he waste so much time on the most useless parts of the autograph? Hey, Edgy, did you say something? No, I didn't say anything. And I probably should actually take a closer look at that, shouldn't I? Let's take a look here. To Mr. Edgeworth, steel samurai, married man of Neo-Old Tokyo. Gotcha, gotcha. That's a pretty terrible drawing, I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright then. If that is the way that it is, let's all do ourselves a favor and get Larry and talking to him completely out of the way first. Actually, no. You know what? Before we do, let's actually look at this instead. There are some weapons on display on the wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts to the Balinese knives, which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. Then I suggest we perhaps take a bit of a look at it. Quite frankly, I would have used the crossbow. That's a lot cooler. Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. And I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Balinese knives. The blades of these knives should match the blade of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. Huh? One of the knives is missing its blade. Well, let's see if these two pieces of the blade and handle fit each other. The answer is yes! Who would have guessed? It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. And this means that an Alabastian knife did find its way into battle. But how? I would like to take a look at the crossbow. Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. Mostly because, once again, I cannot stress this enough, Francisca. Whips are, in fact, not actually a weapon. They are a torture tool, and sometimes another thing that I don't want to get into. Also, why does it got a face? Where's that plant supposed to be? Francisca, can't you see that it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? Miles Edgeworth! As a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your next salary assessment next month. You're deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that. Also, what happened to this, the spear? It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the samurai spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like bam. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You're just staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? I mean, yes, I do very much, but no! Maybe I can shut him up if I show him a piece of evidence that'll point something out about this spear. Oh, okay, hang on. The fact that it's bent to high hell in the back? I mean, that much seems to be pretty clear. And that this is the only evidence I have of it not supposed to look like that. Eureka! Eureka! Larry, about this spear? Oh, you feeling it? Bam! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me or is the spear a bit bent? What? No way! It's exactly as it should be, yo! I have the autograph you wrote for me earlier. Now take a good look at this, which you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. What do you have to say to that? Sorry. When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. And then, during practice, I was spinning it around and around, and bam! It hit the wall. You unbelievable! This is an embassy! But I've always been like that, ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I brought a fake sword and played with it late that night. Just a useless hot-blooded man. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip and I began a shadow fight with myself. Not that, I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that. It's no biggie, it's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you're so naive. Where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it, because it's hollow on the inside. You can hit it against practically anything and it would bend. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. No, but don't take it the wrong way. I just think that part of your personality is cute. I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth. Please stop associating the two of us together. Ah! That's not friendship, it's utter humiliation. Okay. I guess last thing to take note of would be this mess. I can spot absolutely no difference between this Prima Duck statue and Babbles. The statue's face looks a little bit like the costumed hero you like so very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for that kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. Huh. Did I really not? No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to click back, thank you. So, nothing more to say about the statue? I mean, we put the other one in the thing. There. Was the exact same statue sitting in the Balbadese office we examined. It's the Prima Duck statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Cadopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabasta and Babble claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Ah, there we go. So then does that mean I have two, or did that update? I'm not actually sure. I won't rest until I've inspected all the nooks and crannies. All right, hang on a second. Nope, yeah, no, I've got both. Oh, that's gonna get confusing real fast. All right, then. Nothing about this looks especially suspicious. It's a Prima Duck statue. There was one of these on the Babblese side as well. I hear it's very valuable and made of pure gold. It was a national treasure of Cadopia. There's only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabasta and Babble claim to have the real thing and won't budge from their claim. An incredibly childish thing to have. What about this over there? The counterpart to the Balahese butterfly is the Alabastian flower. The butterfly and the flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabasta provides honey to Babble? Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? Very well, then. Let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen, and butterflies cannot live without the nectar that the flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How was that, Miss Von Karma? Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Now let's continue the investigation. Francisca, why can't you just admit I had something there? She got outplayed, and she refuses to admit it. All right, then, yeah, I've definitely been just kind of stalling. I really don't want to talk to Larry. He sucks. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. How about that? I got a few things I gotta ask you, too. What is it? It's like, both you and him. How is it that the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? Why does nobody actually say Phoenix's name, though? That's weird. But, I mean, he's not wrong. And Francie, what about that promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you'd model for my next book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. Ah! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than the man to find the king of troublemakers. All right, let's get this over with. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Laurice Donil now? That's... Get that straight in your head, Edgy. No! Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. No, you got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Laurice business. I gave up on literally everything I do. Besides, when Banjolina left me and my heart in pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through this Steel Samurai outfit. Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. It's probably why he had to do all of the things that happened, or probably because of that. You got it. I knew you'd know what I meant, Edgy. Not really. It's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. It's pretty much all you're ever about. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Yeah, he literally will never do that. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too. Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. Ha! However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. For past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event. Edgy! How could you be so mean stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. Ha! Ain't got no Magatama this time, so I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Francie from whipping me from behind. I literally couldn't stop her if I wanted to. So I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So will you tell me what exactly you did, Larry? Nope, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips. Die, demon! Ah, a lot more! Confess, now. Okay, well, I was up on the roof. I was up in Barbados trying to hang a picture on the wall. And where exactly were you up there? Exactly? Well, you know, that wintry custom and the legendary hero. Legendary? Hero? Santa Claus. Santa? Claus? I want to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. But when I got there, there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. Alright, that's apparently important. And, well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know! I did graduate from junior high, you know. And you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Ah, crud. It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as a prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits home on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. It is literally March. That's kind of funny. No! Hey, wait a sec. We're not in court. Yeah, well, I mean, we're close enough. Everyone associated with the court is here. That's good enough for me. Anyway, oh, all right. Don't gotta talk none about that, so that's cool. Do I want to? No matter how hard you try, you'll never be a necessity in our Shifu's investigation. Is that a fact? No matter how good he is, he's bound to overlook something, considering, you know, he really sucked an egg on the last the last investigation I saw him on. If you insult our Shifu, then prepare to be punished. Oh, and how exactly would you punish us? Every investigator under Shifu's command will work to disrupt your investigation. Vindictive much? It will be a huge pain in the ass. You did some investigating over in the Babalese embassy too, right? I did. Is there a problem? Langzi says, the wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom you require is he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. A real wolf can catch both. I see. So, what you're trying to say, seeing as how I am currently handling 2 cases? Suit yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you. I mean, yeah, there you go. I'm a real man. I can do both. So shut your butt. Anyway, what's all this business? Oh! The person shaking hands with the steel samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The steel samurai must be very popular. They've been using the national treasure as a backdrop. It's facing a different direction. I just don't understand. What exactly is so great about Top Knot there? Clearly there is a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costumed actors? Yes, but also shut up. Sometimes life just be kind of crazy, alright? Anyway, hang on, assuming that the game allows me to deduce, and it do. Alright, hang on, I'm gonna deduce this mess. I think somebody moved around the big honkin' statue somehow. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. The apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes that Top Knot's hand. That's not it. I was trying to point out the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. This statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or a secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched this statue around the time of the crime. But why? And for what? That is the real million-dollar question. I have no idea if there's anything else of value there to be found, but there you go, I guess. Let's see. There's just birds chilling up here. Anyway, anything up in here? Gotta inspect everything. It's a fireplace. By the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. And I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. Alrighty, what about the desk? It's supposed to be Ambassador Alba's desk. I better root around through his drawers. His notebook is open on his desk. Must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth log. It finally sprouted today. Funny, doesn't look like important work to me. He's some kind of tree junkie! Huh. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. Oh, huh. As I say, you learn something new every day. Also, I guess the flowers are important. Noted. Anyway, I should probably look at this corpse, huh? So this is the victim, Damask 2, Electric Boogaloo. What is with his gaudy outfit? You don't know about Mask to Mask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So this thief is separate from the Yatagatasu? I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's all right. I'd probably hear, all I'd hear are tales of his failure anyway. True, true. You hadn't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. All right, well, there's a sword. So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it? Oh, that was it. That was Franny. Dang it. What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. That's a weird name. I only call it a secondary because although he uses a sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight. You sure know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. It's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is the Steel Samurai, or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. Oh, delightful. More reasons to talk with Larry. I love talking to Larry.